So once upon a time, there was a girl who was sitting and waiting for a train, and she sees a couple who's looking very happy, and she wonders to herself, why can't I be that happy? Because she's feeling quite stagnant lately, and she's also been feeling trapped, as if she's caught underwater, and every time she looks in the mirror, she remembers how unpretty she feels, and she wonders to herself, why is it that I'm not able to feel joy like the others? So she goes home, but everything feels like it's falling apart, and as if her life has been spiraling out of her. So she leaves her house again, and she goes to the store, where the store owner, he sees her sadness, and he suggests a miracle drug. And he says that this miracle drug is made with love and imagination, and the girl is suspicious, but her sadness makes her reckless, so she takes it, and suddenly the light changes in the room, and she finds herself on a road, and then she passes a building, but she's too scared to go in. So instead, she keeps going as the landscape changes. She sees strange things that she's never seen before in her life. And then she sees things that are not there, and then suddenly they are, until she encounters a woman by the road. And this woman says to her, well, you can't just keep going like that. You're going to need some maps. And the girl, she's wary and she's a bit skeptical. But the woman, she says to her, trust me. And then she gives her the most important map. And so the girl keeps going, and she's on this crazy road she's never seen before. And this time she goes into the building that she comes across. But the inside is completely different from the outside. And there are books everywhere. And there are lots of people, but the people all ignore her. They're all caught up in their own issues until finally she comes across a man who looks at her and says, if you don't know what you want, how can you demand it? But she's confused, so she keeps on going to the top of the building, and she sees the whole city laid out beneath her. But the kid also ignores her, so she goes back downstairs, and she sees these crazy plants, unlike anything she's seen outside of the store. And suddenly she remembers that she's in a dream, and she looks around and thinks that maybe one of these will be able to get her out of it. When suddenly she hears a voice from down the hall, and she goes to investigate, and she sees a man on his bed, and he says, don't eat those. And she says to him, why not? And he replies, because I ate one, and now I'm stuck here. Take this instead. He hands her a flower encased in ice. You must reach your destination before the ice melts, he says. So she takes it and she runs outside and she sees all these carefree people, but she can't stay. So instead she consults a map and she starts running. And as she's running, she comes up to the sea, and it's green and it's blue, and she delves into it, but she remains protected. And even though it's dangerous, it seems to be on her side, and even the creatures of the deep swim by her. And when she comes out, she looks around and she sees that there's snow everywhere. And she sees a dark shadow off in the distance, but he's too far away for her to reach. So instead, she watches him as he tracks his footsteps in the snow around her. And she looks around and she enjoys the view, and as she keeps walking, the snow starts to melt. And as she travels further, she hears something whispering. Scared, she starts to run. But she is attacked by ravenous birds who threaten to obliterate her. Breathlessly, she takes shelter nearby, and inside she finds a wonderful land of lights. She looks closer and sees that they're coming from plants, and when she touches them, they come away on her hand. She sees on the map that they are essential to opening her mind. So she decides to eat one, and as soon as she does, her entire world changes again. Birth has changed. Freedom has changed. Love has changed. Compassion has changed. Evil has changed. Silence has changed. Beauty has changed. Unity has changed. Worship has changed. The world she knows looks the same but feels different. She sees things as she's never seen them before. She goes over another mountain, and she comes upon an impossible pile of rocks. And next to them, there is a man, and he tells her to become one with nature. So she enters the water, and she spends some time under its surface until she floats to the top and emerges an empty vessel.